Epic Games told me Fortnite's future. Don't believe me? Well, as a lot of you know, I went to FNCS last week, the single biggest yearly Fortnite event. Epic invited me to the Creator Lounge, and I was on the Fortnite official live stream. But the one thing I haven't talked about was Epic employees asked a few of us to talk to the new head of Fortnite to talk about the state of the game and for the future. They just wanted to hear our opinions. However, I learned a lot about the game during this. Like a few things that I thought were completely what the community wanted turned out to really just not be what the community wanted. And in this video, I'm going to try to give you a glimpse into what we talked about and the future of Fortnite. And it involves everything. Every change that you could think of is in this video. But first, let's set the stage. We talked with Epic for about an hour or so about our opinions on the state of the game. They were genuinely looking for advice on the game, and I did my best to give advice from a lot of the community in my Discord.
The link will be in the description.
I asked my community to give me topics to bring up during the discussion, and that's what I did. They delivered, and I brought up a lot of things to the Epic employee. I talked about the dislike of bullet drop that got brought up a lot, the one for siphon, the one for rank to have in-game progression, as well a lot about the art style of the game, the gunplay, the state of mythics, and a lot about the locker. I tried my best to bring up as much as that as possible with Epic, although the conversation was mostly about Fortnite ranked. The main thing though that I learned throughout this conversation is that Epic is listening. I know a lot of people on Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok think that Epic just doesn't care. They're just running Fortnite. They don't give a crap about what you think. And I just want to say, I don't think that's the case at all. Actually, I don't even think it's that. I can say with 100% certainty that they do care and they are listening 100%. Every single point we brought up to Epic, they knew about immediately and they were able to expand on. Every single little topic they knew about. They knew what the community wanted and what they could do better. They know about the problems people have with hit scan, the locker, the lack of rewards with competitive, with the anti-cheat, with everything. And look, I am a Fortnite nerd loser, but I can say that these people, like, confidently, they know 10 times what I know, and they have the data to back all of that up, but they're still looking for advice and listening to the community. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to say, well, then why aren't they doing anything then? Which honestly was my question. And unfortunately, the annoyingly simple answer is they are. It just takes longer than you think. And when they choose to do one thing, it means they probably can't get to the other thing for a while. One thing I got on my hands and knees to basically beg for was to make customs actually be custom. For you to be able to change what is in customs, the rule set, the items, everything. I have been asking for this for years, and I was like, well, I might as well ask them face to face. And well, it comes down to Epic actually wants that too. They're just making a new season, new mechanics, and more. Do they really make an improvement to customs, which will probably make like 0.001% of the player base happy? Well, if you ask me, selfishly, yes, they should. However, I understand now that one thing they work on means they can't work on another thing. For example, if they wanted to implement Siphon back into the game, which they are, by the way, which got announced at the end of FNCS, adding that back requires work, which might mean they can't get to customs for a while. You might think it's as simple as just flipping a switch on, and well, it really isn't. They have to monitor it for changes, constantly make those changes, and just be sure that it is the way that it needs to be and works the way it needs to be. So they have to prioritize the things that makes the most sense, and I do understand that. Now, the other thing I learned throughout this entire conversation is the just absolute scale of Fortnite. This game has millions of players. Millions of players who each have their own individual idea of what Fortnite should be. Even in the small group we were in, we couldn't even agree on everything. But to reiterate, try to imagine working on a game like Fortnite. You want to do what the community wants, so you go to Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, and all those places to try to figure out what they want. And while you're sifting through the thousands of tweets calling you slurs or doxing all your information, you find a couple thousand people all screaming different things. Some people want bullet drop gone, some people want it to stay. Some people like OP items, some people want them gone. What does this all mean? Well, it means Fortnite has to do the smart thing and go to the objective source for all of this. Look at the data. They have data for everything. I mean, it's an objective source from playtime, player drop off, money, the player count dwindling, the amount of items that are being picked up and dropped, everything. So they know what to change. They can see if they release an item and it's making people leave the game because it's so OP, they can know how or when to make changes. So if Twitter says that something is the best thing ever to exist ever, but when they look at the data, 90% of their players are leaving after getting killed by it, they're probably gonna side with the data data over Twitter, which is where a lot of us, including myself, probably need to take the L. The broad player base might not want what you personally want at all. Now, does that mean Fortnite shouldn't do it? No. One thing I brought up to them was LTMs. Instead of getting rid of the crazy car gameplay and nerfing all of it, they could have made a side LTM which was that gameplay so both people could be happy. LTMs are a perfect way of giving us a different gameplay loop and satisfying those players that have a different ideal of what the game should be. Many people, including myself, love LTMs and want them back so badly, and I think Epic is starting to hear that. The current Doom LTM had 200k players when I was playing it yesterday, which leads me to the point of this topic. If Epic does something that you want and you want more of, please support it. Play it, invite your friends to it, post about it, do everything. If you really want it, show them that you want it. Now, on the flip side, if Epic does something that you do not like, do not support it, do not buy it, do not play with it, don't do any of that. If you think a skin is too expensive, don't buy it. If you think an LTM sucks, do not play it. If you think an item sucks, don't pick it up. If you think creative is trash, don't get on. And if you just don't like the state of the game, then just don't play. Or at the very least, play less and play what you actually think they are doing right and doing well. Epic looks at the data. They see everything we do and they make changes based on that. If I say I hate the cap shield, but I pick it up every single time I do that, that's going to confuse them and go to mess with the data. And to be honest, it'll probably make them think I like it and that the player base likes it, and so they're gonna do more with that item. Now, this is actually why they were coming to us for advice. They know that the data isn't everything. Sometimes the data can look one way and it actually be another. However, if you want your voice heard in some minimal way, I would say that is the best way. I truly want nothing but the best for this game, for the future to be bright, continually just succeed in the future. And I can say now with certainty that Fortnite does want that too. Now, it may not be my vision for the game, but as the last point in this video, to me it's clear that they are always trying to evolve. A big talking point during all of this conversation was that they are going back to the drawing board to try to learn stuff, to not be afraid to say that they were wrong, and to really just grow and learn and go back and maybe add some of these cool things from the past. For example, they're adding Siphon back to competitive, which is an old thing that they got rid of for a long time, that they're going back and they're bringing back. They heard everyone likes it, they're gonna try it, and we're gonna see how it goes. So if I left that meeting thinking one thing, it was that I am confident we are in the right hands. Even if the game isn't going where you personally want, you have to realize that they're trying to please as many people as possible, and you might just not be in the majority of those people, but they still want to make a way for you to have fun too, which is why they've tried to release new LTMs again. They've tried to work on the lore again, and they've tried so many different modes which tons of different people can have fun in. So to leave this video off on one note, I have a lot of hope for next chapter after having this conversation. Even if this current chapter has been one of my least favorite, actually, no, it's been my least favorite. At the very least, they are listening. And who knows, maybe they will add custom customs for me. Let me know what you would ask if you had the chance to talk to Fortnite, because I want to read through all your comments, and if I have the chance to talk to them again, I do want to bring up what you guys think. And if you want to support me, make sure to use code JoJoJosiah. If you want to show extra support, make sure to support me on Patreon. And I just wanted to say, I appreciate y'all so much, because I wouldn't have had any of those cool opportunities at FNCS if it wasn't for you guys. It was seriously so cool. Oh, and watch my Twitch streams. Bye.
Thank you to my Patreons for supporting the channel, and special thanks to Paragon for that extra crazy support.